gonna be loud. Got ahead of myself. The Cocoa Bear distracted me. The Cocoa Bear. Oh. Do 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 do. Do do do. Pause. I hate hearing my own voice. Oh, focus, focus, focus. As usual, I'm sharing on all the social medias to make sure everybody watches that are supposed to watch. Terry, Commodore, Jen, Kayla, Holly. Adding more people every time. Copy. Post. Must stay awake. Oh, somebody came in, hit the thumbs up, and left? How rude. How rude. Rude. So rude. Okay. The light. The light. As good as it's gonna get. All right, so it is that time again. Make sure I got all my stuff in the right places. It is Artist Weekly Update number 36 for March 7th, 2019. I am Josh of JBauerart, JBauerartShop.com, all that good stuff. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, of course, YouTube. So yeah, let's get into it. Nobody's watching yet, but hopefully some people will join and say hi here in a few. Get a little drinky poo. So before we get too far into everything, make sure to head to, if you want to support all the stuff I do, the shenanigans I get into, the painting, the traveling, all that good stuff, there's several ways you can do it. One of the best ways is to buy artwork. I know it sounds weird, but it does help. Head over to JBauerartShop.com and purchase a painting. That'd be really nice. Painting, print, mini canvas, whatever you want. I have several stuff up there. I haven't updated in a little bit. I've been too busy focusing on painting and logos and stuff like that. So I have not updated it in a little bit. If there's a painting that you really like, there's a piece that you really liked, or a print or something that caught your eye and you want it, you want to see it, you want to get it, you can either message me on any social media, Facebook, Instagram, or you can email me at jbauerart@gmail.com. Contact me through there and I will get you squared away with a painting or a print or whatever your heart desires. Almost anything. But if you do not want any of my artwork, but you like what I do and want to help me in another way, you can head over. What's up, Landon? You can head over to the tip jar. You can go down below in the comments and click the tip jar and send me money. That's right. You can send directly to me money. It could be $1. It could be $2. I don't care. It could be $100. I really would like it if it was $100. But yeah. trying to, gear up, get some different shows booked, get some things going on, and all that good stuff, and to do more shows, to do more events, to make this more of a full-time gig. I need money. I lay it right out on there. I don't really care. What's up, Terry? So, yeah, you wanna see me in more spots. Oh man, right off the bat, we already lost connection. This is gonna be a great show. So, as I was saying, if I don't even know what the hell I was saying. I totally lost track. Cool. But yeah, if you're mad, come to your state. If I don't leave the state of Florida, if I don't leave Orlando that much, you go, why don't you come? Why don't you come? I need money. I have done out of state shows. They haven't gone well for me. So I'm trying to slowly build up a different thing going on, more and more people, trying to get even more active on social media so we can catch more people here and there. Getting installed early must be a long show ahead. Thanks, Terry. I feel the love, man. I feel the love. Also, if you're in the chat, Landon and Terry, you're the only two guys here at the moment, but please put in your social media stuff so people can find you. Landon is a very talented young musician in the area. I actually worked with him last month at his album release party. I created a painting of his album cover live in front of his audience while he played some amazing music. So please go check him out. And Terry is becoming a very good, very influential in Facebook. He's got his own group going on where he shares very talented creative folk like myself, like Landon, and he's getting a really good collection of people to share their stuff. So if you want to see more creative people, go join the Creative Control. If you are a creative person and want your stuff shared, go join Creative Control and get your stuff shared. I have no idea what I am, so it's all good, Terry. Terry has no idea what he is. I have no idea what I am. The only one that knows is Landon, and he makes really pretty music. So, yeah, now that we got the little plug, let's get into the shit and shenanigans of the last week. I write little notes to keep track of what I'm doing, what I did this past week, what do I need to talk about, what's coming up, all that good stuff. And I actually sat there and thought about the weekend and completely went blank with what the hell I did. I don't really remember. It must not have been that memorable of a weekend. I know I cleaned this hellhole I call an art cave. It's still staying pretty clean. I haven't destroyed it too much. And then I did a lot of painting of that piece behind me, which we'll get to here in a little bit. I don't know what else I did other than that. I worked on some mini canvases. I watched some TV. I think I caught up on some shows. But yeah, I really don't remember what I did over the weekend. It's kind of drawing a blank. So let's start with, let's get the big canvas out of the way. I'll show that off here. Oh. So this one is still a work in progress. It's close to being done, but not all the way finished yet. I've been having a little trouble with her nose and getting her face to look like the cosplayer. And the cosplayer, if you're on Instagram, just search at originalkiller.clown and you'll find Sam. She's a very talented cosplayer. I've been following her for a very long time. And she let me use a photograph of her taken at a Steak and Shake. And she is I've been wanting to work with her for a long time, so it's really cool that I get the chance to work with her now. So I changed the Steak and Shake colors to blue to make it a little bit more like Gotham City. I got Batman's shadow in here now, and just kind of making the place look a little bit more trash, a little bit more chaos. I want to add some spray paint here and there. I've already added some blood, a little bit of blood, so it looked like it was on the grips. So I'm not sure if she's being a bad person here or a good person. I think I'm going to let whoever buys the piece or buys the prints choose that. But yeah, I just want to fix a little bit more here and there. I'm hoping to be finished with this one by the weekend. But I hope you guys are digging it. I actually did, after the KitchenKillaz show last night, I hopped on Facebook Live for some live painting. I think I went about an hour, hour and a half. And just worked on the piece, answered questions that people were asking, chatted, all that good stuff. So please make sure to follow me on Facebook because I will go live on my personal page and then share it to the Facebook artist page and the group page, so you can keep an eye out on all that. Her nose looked all right, but it just I put too thick of lines at the end of yesterday, and it really irritated me, and it just wasn't exactly what I wanted. It's really close now. I gotta fix a little bit of it still, add a little bit of shading and a little bit of lightness to make it work right. Hopefully, I don't mess it up again, because yeah, she's been fighting me. She's been fighting. So yeah, what else? What else? What else? I worked on. I didn't work on Stitch. Stitch still looks the same. I haven't been in the mood to work on these. I did draw this out um, while I was waiting. Oh, that was another thing I did. So I recorded with a podcast over the weekend, Sunday. Had a very nice chat with. I can't remember the name. I'm looking. I'm looking. It's something sandwich. Load faster. I believe in you. You can do it. Nope, can't handle it. What if I go into photos? But we sat down on the computer and chatted over video chat, video conference, whatever you want to call it. Media litter sandwich. I posted up all of them, all their stuff. I don't know if I'm supposed to say it or not, but we had some issues and the the interview got lost. Using some new programming and new stuff like that, and the interview got lost, and we are going to be redoing it this Sunday. So sadly, you will not be able to hear all the fun conversations of this past Sunday, but we're going to be redoing it Sunday. I don't know if we're going to acknowledge that we lost it or not, but you get the inside secrets here. So yeah, I will be on. I don't know if the show will be airing on Monday still, but I will be chatting with Media Litter Sandwich this weekend, and hopefully in the next week or so, that episode will be out. Terry, I may have fallen asleep during that, caught up with what I missed today. Oh, very cool. Yeah, you got quiet after a little while, so I figured I figured you passed out. We were hoping you were not there. We know how late it is. For those that don't know, Terry is in Ireland, and at this moment, it's around 1:30, I believe, in the morning. Terry is a hardcore fan and stays up late to watch myself and the KitchenKillaz as much as he can. But he's all the way in freaking Ireland, so it's really late in the morning, or really early, really late, really sideways. I don't know. But yeah, so Media Litter Sandwich will be coming up soon. I am not going to. There's another podcast that I actually officially booked a interview with. I am not going to say who it is until it's actually done. But it's one that I've really wanted to be on, and I'm very excited that I'm going to be on it. And I'm hoping I don't want to jinx it, so I'm not going to say anything about who it actually is. If you've watched me enough, and if you know me well enough, which I think the people that are watching are, that they do know me, you should know what show it is. So yay! But once it's officially done and recorded, I will announce the shit out of it. Because yeah, it's gonna be one of those. Once it does happen, it'll be a what do you call it? Like a little notch off the year. You know, the not quite 1240. I was close. I was close. But yeah, it's gonna be kind of like a bucket list thing for me. It's not the main show, but it is getting my foot in the door even more with them. So hopefully it will work out really well, and hopefully it will go awesome. Oh, that's okay. Now I remember what I did this weekend because I'm looking at the pictures. I'm looking at the pictures of my Facebook thing, and I actually went and saw Gabriel Iglesias Saturday night. Kayla, my wife, Bunny, purchased tickets for me on my birthday last. What the? I did tag you, Jen. I did tag you. I don't know why you didn't get a notification, but welcome, Jen. the amazing Jen Holland has arrived. She's been helping myself and the Kitchen Killers and Hanging with Web Show with all kinds of social media stuff, and getting them all into different shenanigans and helping out way, way, way tons amazing. Well, what's up, Andy? How are you? So yeah, so I'll talk about this the weekend because I remembered because I totally forgot what I did the weekend and now I actually remembered something. So yeah, Kayla bought me tickets to bought us tickets for my birthday in December to go see Gabriel Iglesias Fluffy on in March. Yeah, Facebook is not fun anymore. Me and Facebook are not friends. Jen, if you go to like my main the main page of the YouTube, there should be a little bell by the subscribe button. If you hit that bell, it should turn on notifications for YouTube, and then you'll find out when I'm on. It'll let you know when I'm live or a new video post and all that stuff. And that goes for everybody. Please hit that notification button so you know as soon as I go live, or as soon as I post up a new video. Of course, Jen. So yeah, we went and saw Fluffy. We had a really great time. So it was in, and I may get shit for this later, but it was in Daytona Beach. If you've never been to Florida and never been to Daytona, it's a destination for some people. If you don't live in Florida, it may be a destination. But if you're a Floridian, Daytona is not a place to go. It's you go there for like the Daytona 500 and go see the race car stuff. But actually going to Daytona Beach and that area around Daytona Beach, you may go up for Bike Week, uh, and then Biketoberfest. But other than that, you don't really go out to Daytona. It's it's a lot of interesting, and I can't even explain to you the interesting it is. It's just you see, like, so Kayla wore a dress because we were going out, so she wanted to dress up a little bit. So Kayla wore a dress, and I wore jeans, t-shirt, and a button-up shirt, and just dressed it up a little bit. You would swear we were going to like the Met or something. We were so dressed up compared to all the other people walking around. And then, so the show was great, though. We had a very nice time. Laughed. It was all new stuff, all new material, which is awesome. Because Fluffy just came out with a Netflix special, and he once he comes out with a special, he doesn't do that routine again. He's starting all new stuff. So this was him just starting out because he just was hitting tour again like the last couple of months. So he's just starting out with brand new material, brand new stuff. So it was really cool to see some new things from him. Um, the Daytona crowd was very interesting. People, like, one guy bought 100 tacos for the guys, and made sure to make a point of it, and was talking to the comedians while they were doing their stuff. That was annoying as shit. Um, and then just people being stupid and doing like I can't even explain the crowd. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Daytona crowds. I've seen Fluffy in like three different areas in Orlando and now in Daytona. And yeah, I don't think I'll go to Daytona again for a comedy show. It was not pleasurable. But it was really cool. So we were sitting there, and at one point, Kayla ended up running into one of her coworkers. Excuse me. And so she like talked to them, and they talked and everything, and then we're sitting there, and we were in the intermission before Fluffy came out, I believe. Thank you. Terry loves the shirt. The shirt is actually designed by me. I took there's a wrestler known as Finn Balor in WWE. He's actually Irish. I don't know if you know. I'm sure you know about him, Andy. But Terry, it's a very big time Irish wrestler that is in WWE right now, and he's got the Balor Club, and it looks just like this. A little bit different because I tweaked it, but as soon as I saw that shirt, I'm like, there needs to be a Bauer Club with the horns and everything. So I designed this shirt and made it more spray paint coming down, and then it says worldwide, with all the paint drips and everything coming down. So yeah, this shirt's a little bit old, but I want to get more of these made. If we ever get more people liking what I do and supporting what I do, I will eventually come out with this shirt again because I absolutely love it. I think it has my old logo in the back too, because this was made when JB Designs was still a thing. But thank you, Andy. I appreciate it. uh, so we're sitting there, and it's intermission before. I think it was before Fluffy came out, and I'm in my phone, and I'm kind of. I don't plan on. I don't see a lot of people. Like I don't run into a lot of people in Florida. Florida's very big. When I lived in Ohio, I ran into people all the time. But that's one of the things I like about Florida is you don't run into a whole lot of people. So I'm sitting there and I hear somebody yelling, or not yelling, but talking loudly. And I look up and there's this couple standing in the stairs looking at us. And I didn't recognize them. So they're kind of saying something, and I'm just like, I'm in la la land because I zone people out because the people around me were annoying the hell out of me. So I zone people out and we start, or I look up and they're like, "Well, you're not even gonna say hi to me or something?" And I kind of just looked at him. I thought it was more. I looked at Kayla, and I thought it was more of her people. And then the girl called me her. She goes something. She said something evil little creature. These were two. This is a fan of mine that has been a fan of mine for many years now, named Kelsey. Hopefully, I said that right. I'm terrible at reading too. But her and her dude, and then one of her friends and another her dude have been fans of mine for like years now, and they nicknamed me Evil Little Creature, um, because I think it was the first or second time they saw me at a show. We sat and talked. We stood there and talked, and we're selling artwork and everything. And I'm trying to get them to buy stuff. And I'm really good at adding more. It's like, oh, well, if you get this, I'll give you this, or if you get this, you get this. And so my nickname now from them is Evil Little Creature. So I realized who it was as soon as she said that. So I went over and said hi to her. We chatted a little bit, talked about MegaCon and how things are going and all that stuff. And then she asked if she could take a selfie with me. And thanks, Jen. Yeah, I want to incorporate the evil little creature into something down the road. I've been wanting to do a little chibi of myself, but I don't do chibi kind of things. I want somebody to create a little chibi of me to kind of throw back to the JB Designs logo with the horns and the tail and make it an evil little creature thing. Uh, but yeah, so it was really cool to be at somebody that I really like event and somebody I really look up to and would love to. I've actually met Fluffy before, but it was kind of cool to get recognized at an event like that and have somebody take a selfie with me. I thought that was pretty neat. So yeah, that was Saturday night. Terry says, "Seen Balor when he was Devon." Yeah, easily the best performer I've seen. Yeah, I love Finn Balor. He's and the demon aspect, and then when before he came in the WWE, he used to paint himself up like superheroes or villains. So he's been the one I recognize the most was he was I think Carnage at one time, and then he did Venom one time, and oh man, it was awesome stuff. So yeah, that was Saturday. Had a great time, laughed my ass off. Um, And then Sunday was just hanging out, did the podcast with Media Litter Sandwich, cleaned up the art cave a bit. This weekend, well, no, not this past weekend was basically clean up the art cave, so the art caves look kind of nice. And then, yeah, Terry says Josh as Stitch. I can see it now. Yeah, definitely like a Stitch aspect kind of thing along those lines, especially with the tongue that I am infamous for, because I'm pretty sure it's an infamous thing. But Seamus. Oh yeah, that is Seamus. The very big, bulky guy. You'll have to look up Finn Balor. He's shorter, smaller guy, kind of tanned, beard, dark, short hair, and like a Jillian pack. He's got ribs for or abs for days. Um, but yeah, so this past weekend was kind of I cleaned up the art cave, Bunny cleaned up our bedroom, and we're getting ready for the KitchenKillaz to come to my place. Not this coming weekend, but next weekend, March 15th. This weekend we'll be dusting and cleaning the. We've just been getting everything ready for the guys to come in to make sure the house is as clean as possible. There are a few good Irishmen in WWE at the moment. So yeah, painted on Harley, mini canvases. That's another thing we can talk about. So I talked about last week. I did quite a few. Um, uh, what are they called? Logos. You are welcome, Jen. Jen just found Finn Balor. um, but I've been working before this. I started on the Harley painting. I did three different logos for three different companies. One was Hanging with Web Show. I don't think they've officially shared their new logo yet. They sent me a picture of it on the T-shirt. It looks amazing. So hopefully we'll be able to share it in the next week or so. I forgot to ask the other person if I could share his yet. Um, but if you guys are familiar with, I'd worked with a company, a wine company called Pound the Grape. Late last year, we did some different things for them. Well, they have Rebecca and Cliff, the part of the owners of Pound the Grape, have split to start off a different wine company and started their own. And they messaged me because I did a little. They've seen what I did for KitchenKillaz, and they really liked that logo. If you're not familiar, I did redesign. I know you guys have seen everything, but if there's anybody not knowing things that is watching this, the KitchenKillaz, I took their logo, the really nice clean logo, and made it a very messy splatters type logo. Cliff was really impressed. He already wanted me to do some redesign stuff for Pound the Grape, but then once that fell through and they had to come up with a new name, they asked me to come up with their official logo. Um, so they're like, it's Foxwood Wine Company. I'm like, okay. And they're like, we want a sleeping fox in it somehow. I'm like, okay. So it's always, and Cliff gave me a little bit here and there, but it's always, sometimes you get really detailed with what somebody wants. Other times you get, as a graphics designer, I mean, sometimes you get nothing. They're like, here's the name, here's roughly an idea. I'm like, okay. So I got a little bit here and there, started tweaking, and the first few versions of this logo were rough, very plain, very. Took about 2 weeks, but I finally got the logo and Cliff approved. Everybody loved it, and they made it official now. So, and I even got a backwards version for you guys. Here is the Foxwood Wine Company created by JBauerart. I wanted to give it a little bit more of this modern style, and a lot of the newer stuff I've been seeing is you got the lines on one side, but the color doesn't stay or isn't centered. It kind of moves a little bit. So I started with doing that with the tail here. I'm trying not to touch it, but the tail here, I exploded it a little bit off the center lines, really like that, and started adding more and more. This is not painting, Jen. This is logos. So I got a cool font for them, added the, changed it up. I was going to have the wine bottle with the color popping off of it a little bit, like the rest, but it ended up being way too much. So I just did the logo, my cat, Lego my ego. So I just did the label popped off so it matched the rest of the fox, and I actually had to explain that to Cliff because he didn't notice it before. And he's like, oh, somebody pointed that out. I'm like, it's supposed to be that way to incorporate the whole logo together. So yeah, I am very happy with how this came out. This is probably my newest favorite logo I've created because this is fully me. This is not like Hanging with Web Show's logo. It was I cleaned it up and then tweaked it a bit. I didn't really change much. Fixed a little bit things here and there. I did a really good job cleaning it up and took out a couple things, or took out something that didn't need to be there anymore, twisted up some stuff, and it looks very good now. Not that it looked bad before. I don't want anybody getting pissy with me. But that's a lot different. That's just tweaking somebody's old design. That's like the third logo I did was tweaking somebody's old design. Even the KitchenKillaz was adding my style to an already existing logo. So it was really cool that I got the chance to go and create a full logo that is going to be the main logo for new wine company. They're gonna blow it up real big and put it on the windows. So I really can't wait because Cliff has already assured me that I'm going to have like a monthly spot to come out and paint once they open. So I will be down in Melbourne at least once a month, probably on the weekends because it takes an hour and a half to get there. But I'm going to be hanging out in Melbourne once they start opening and live painting there and selling my work there and have like a little residency or something like that. And then Cliff was so happy with this logo, he wants two more for some other endeavors that they were doing. And then once the Foxwood Wine Company, thank you, Terry. Once Foxwood Wine Company shared this, within 20 minutes or less, somebody contacted me that was friends with Cliff and Rebecca and wants me to do their logo. So I have another logo in the works here shortly. So probably once I think I'm gonna do finish Harley, maybe do the fairy painting, and then go back to logos for a couple of weeks. Just trying to plan out everything as well as I can. Yeah, they're getting there. They're getting there. I'm trying to focus on the good stuff that comes in. So it's definitely yeah. There's just weeks like today's been really good. Today's been nice. This week's been a little bit better. Um, but today was kind of good. It's there's a factor to it which I'm not. There's a factor to my life currently that I do not want to say because I don't know who all watches this. But there is a factor in my life that I need to work on and fix that I think will take a lot of edge and stress off me and will fix a lot of things. Like I have a nice ripple effect all the way through. And so I'm working on that in a variety of ways. So yeah, so I'm super happy with how that came out. I'm looking forward to doing some more for them. They really like my style and like my stuff. So we'll see what happens with Foxwood Wine Company. Let me get their Fox. There. I want to share their link real quick so you guys can go and. I know everybody here has already liked it, but I want to make sure the people that are just watching for the first time go and like it as well. So yeah, go check out the Foxwood Wine Company. I just posted their link in the chat. Go check them out. Give them a like if you're in the Melbourne area. They're not open yet, but hopefully in a few months they will be up and going. And catch me there because that'll be really cool. Okay, so con updates. Not much to update comic book convention wise. MegaCon is still up in the air. Sage from Hanging with Web Shows said it could be a month before we hear from them. So I'm just waiting to see if we can get in. I got to talk to Billy and Jay and see. They were talking about helping me get into the after party stuff. So I got to see if they've looked into that or if that's still an option or not. But we're trying to get into MegaCon. If you're watching this and you're in the Florida area and haven't done it yet, please send them a email, a message, something. Contact them and let them know that you would love to see the KitchenKillaz and JBauerart be a part of MegaCon and would love, you really want us out there. Actual people letting them know that they want, that they want to see us is very helpful. Please go and like that. As you and Jen seen, I worked on quite a few different logos for the creative control and finally settled on. Yeah, it looks awesome, man. I'm really digging it, Terry. Excuse me. So I think you were asleep by then, Terry, but there was another artist actually watching that is friends with Sage, watching the Artist Weekly, or no, the live painting last night. And he does some different artwork stuff. And we gave him your page info so he could go like it and join it and then hopefully get a feature. But yeah, Dan something. I can't remember his last name. But keep an eye out for a guy named Dan. I told him to tell you that I sent him. So yeah, so MegaCon is still up in the air. Space Coast Comic Con is still up in the air. I shot them a message earlier this week going, hey, can I come? What's going on? So I'm still waiting. Hopefully they have a spot for me. They said that they had a spot for me, but they never sent me an email yet. It's like, I got the money. Let me pay. I want to be, I want to start advertising it. I want to be with my friends. All my friends will be there. I'd like to be there too. So yeah, Space Coast Comic Con is up in the air. And then, like I said last week, Tampa Bay Comic Con is booked. The booth is paid for, and the KitchenKillaz and JBauerart are going to be taking over Tampa Bay Comic Con. We got 10 by 10 booth, and we will be hanging out there all weekend of Tampa Bay Comic Con. Hopefully, putting on a cool show Friday night. I don't know where at. I gotta talk to Billy and see what their plans are. Oh, cool. Jan did join. So yeah, other than that, let's see. I'm trying to think of new stuff. Oh yeah. So we'll get into the full. What exactly do people do at Comic Con? It depends on the people, Jen. Uh, a lot of people come out to Comic Con just to. Excuse me. We have the furries in Pittsburgh. There's furries at Comic Con. They show up. There's a lot of people that just show up and dress up and have fun. You got the official cosplayers and the up and coming on cosplayers, and they just come to dress up and show off their outfits. Other people come to when I used to go to MegaCon, or Comic Cons as a fan. I went to meet artists because I loved getting artwork. I loved getting different versions of artwork. You've probably seen it in my videos and pictures of all the different artwork that I currently have. Like Terry said, a lot of standing around. Other people just come for autographs of famous people. Some people, a lot of people just come to experience the whole weekend and walk around and walk around and walk around, see panels, meet people, make friends, do this, do that, all kinds of stuff. So it just depends on the person. I really went for meeting some artists, some local artists, and some of my favorite movie and TV people and all that. Then there's people that just come to escape life. They don't buy anything, they don't do anything, they just dress up, or they'll put like this half-assed outfit on, or um, they'll dress up from like some demon from an anime and they act like goofballs and completely ignore their real lives for 4 days and enjoy themselves. Is all comic book or star? Oh, it's everything. Like, so there are specific conventions for specific um, events, or like, so there's a convention here called Ranger Stop Con. That is the main focus of that convention is Power Rangers. All through the years of Power Rangers, there's a little bit of stuff here and there, but the main focus is Power Rangers. An event like MegaCon, which is one of the biggest in the Southeast, it inquires everything. There is everybody, everything, uh, Star Wars, comic books, Star Trek, anime, cartoons, you name it, it's there in one way or another. Um, Tampa Bay Comic Con is the same thing. They just announced like Ron Perlman's going to be there, who's been in several different movies. So hopefully I can finally get one of my Hellboy prints signed. We'll see how much he is. I found that out. I shared Marvel Comics and DC Comics and got yelled at. Yeah, you really can't mix up the comic stuff. People get a little bit pissy. And he was the Beast. He was. In that weird TV movie thing. But yeah, you gotta watch mixing the stuff up because there are some hardcore people. Um, I mean, I have all kinds of stories of people coming up, and hell, I have one Power Ranger print. I actually made it for when I was going to Ranger Stop the first year I went. I think it was their first show. I can't remember. But I did the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from when I grew up in the 90s. And I had all the Rangers, but I also had the Green Ranger and the White Ranger. And I had so many people come up. you can't have the Green Ranger and the White Ranger in the same picture. It's the same person. I'm like, it's a print, dude. It's not, real. Eh, and also those characters weren't real. And also I can do whatever the hell I want to. But if you would have picked one or the other, I'm like, yeah. But if I would have picked the green one, you would have want the white one. If I picked the white one, you would have want the green one. I'm like, again, it's my artwork. I'll do whatever the hell I want to. Uh, Christina Johnson is getting a few things together to be pictured. That's cool. Yeah, I gotta remember. I keep forgetting to share the page. I'll try to do that this weekend to try to get some people over there, and get some attention. And I'll share it in a group page that I'm part of for the Tom and Dan stuff. Ah. So yeah, Comic Con's always very interesting. What was I talking about? Oh, so I did add. It will be a monster. Yep. So April 27th, I am actually going to be working with Landon Nolan again and his family for a charity event, a fundraiser to help a local police officer, who's diagnosed with cancer. I believe they're raising funds to help pay for treatment, help the family out, and all that good stuff. Landon's mom reached out to me and asked if I would like to live paint at the event, and we will auction off the painting to help raise more funds. I said, of course. So it looks like I'm going to be painting one of my trees, because she wanted to do something with with something police officer involved. And we were talking about the American flag with the police blue stripe in it. You can only do so much with an American flag. Some people get a little bit pissy if you mess with it too much and put your own take into it. So I wasn't really feeling that one, and I said, well, what if I did one of my trees but in blue, and try to match the blue that stands for officers. Do. I've got it on a post on Instagram, though I'm never on there. So I am, yeah, so I'm going to be a part of that event. I'm going to be out. I believe I'm going to donate another basket, and I'm going to live paint. I'm waiting to find out how much time I will have, which I may be doing a live painting on Facebook here soon in the next couple weeks, to practice, because I want to do one of the 12 by 36-inch canvases, one of the long skinny ones, and do a tree that way. Just because it's a little bit bigger, it shows off a little bit more, and hopefully brings in more money for the charity. But so I gotta find out how much time I actually have, because it's like a 3-hour event, and I don't know if I can do that in an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I don't know, but it'll at least be at the very least it's gonna be a 12 by 24-inch canvas. So hopefully that will raise some money, and just kind of be a cool way to meet and greet people, meet some new people, get into Divine Wine a little bit more, that's where it's going to be held at. Hopefully, talk to the owner there a bit more, so I can. I want to try to put on an event or do something with my art at Divine Wine and take up the whole area. So we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, Landon is at 5 places at one time at all times. That dude is everywhere. I wish I could be as everywhere as Landon is. It's amazing. I'm here, I'm here, all in one day. Like, god damn, dude. Can I tag along? I'll bring some canvases. We'll have some fun. But yeah, Landon's mom is trying to get me involved as much as possible with yeah, definitely young. I don't even know if I had that much energy as much as Landon does when I was that young. But so Landon's mom's trying to get me more involved as much as I can with them. And then the the basket that I donated last week or the week before, I'm losing track in time anymore because it's just so busy. But it was for the JDRF, the Helping Diabetes group that Landon's family is a part of. One of the people that helped run it or connected to it contacted me directly and asked if I would like to be a part of one of their events. They were going to try to have me out this past Saturday, but I was already busy with some stuff trying to get ready for KitchenKillaz. Um, so they're going to try to have me involved in their fall gala. I'm hoping it ain't that fancy of a gala because I'm not that fancy, but she's going to see if I can live paint there. So we'll see what happens. Keep your fingers crossed because that'd be really cool. I love helping out charities. I love when I can do something with my artwork that helps others, you know. So I'm taking whatever opportunity I can as much as I can. Um, so yeah, that those two are coming up. So let's see. Let's run down everything before I hop off. I'm gonna do one fan question too. Um, last week I did all the fan questions. Uh, black tie jacket. Ugh. Unless it's an all black suit, but I don't have an all black suit. I don't have a suit. So hopefully some black jeans and a black shirt, button down shirt will count. I'll have to see how dressed up it is. I'm hoping not too dressed up because I got to paint and paint goes everywhere. But we will see. I never like the words gala though because that automatically raises the dress code to another level. Tuxedo shirt. There we go. Um, So yeah, lots of things going on. March is busy. April is turning out to be extremely busy. So March 15th, the KitchenKillaz. Next Friday, the KitchenKillaz and the Mad Scientists are coming to my place. The Hangin with Web show are coming, and we're gonna do the KitchenKillaz Friday night show. That's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. The KitchenKillaz are going to be crashing my kitchen. We are kicking off St. Patrick's Day weekend early. We're going to have a whole St. Patrick's Day themed show. I've got all kinds of St. Patrick's Day stuff to put up and to have a good time with. I'm going to be doing something Irish painting. I think it's going to end up being because I put up a poll and everybody was really wanting. I don't even know how to say the word, but something else, and I couldn't. I don't have a feel for it, so I think it's just going to be. I think I'm going to try to make a wood looking canvas this weekend, and then have a Irish tattoo design or something on it. I'm sure I'll figure it out Friday night. But I got to draw that out this weekend. So yeah, March 15th, the KitchenKillaz are coming in. It's going to be an awesome show. The mad scientist told me the food selection. I am going to be eating good that night, and I cannot wait. Then March 19th is the. Oh, what's up, Johnny? Hopefully you're doing good. I'm actually about to talk to you about Happy Hour Johnny and Deuce in just a minute. Rolling down all the events going on in the next couple months. But yeah, March 19th, I will be recording with a podcast that I don't want to say yet because I don't want to jinx it. I things tend to go jinxy and foobard on me. So I am recording with a podcast that I greatly love. I bet you everybody can guess what it is, but I am not announcing it yet. As soon as it's recorded and done, I will announce the holy hell out of it. Cool Hull Ann. Cool Hull Ann. Close? I don't know. I looked at pictures and I wasn't getting it. I wasn't feeling it. So it's probably just going to be, and I don't know if I could do anything in the hour time span that I have with something like that. I got to keep it. It's got to be quick. It's got to be a quick hour thing. So yeah, I think it's going to be an Irish tattoo logo design or something of that nature for live painting with KitchenKillaz. So yeah, March 19th. I will be posting when I'm there, so you guys can actually find out. I really wish I could borrow Shelly that day so she could be taking a bunch of pictures for me. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I cannot wait, and I can't wait to tell you guys. Thank you, Johnny. Johnny shared my stuff. I appreciate it. Let's see. Then March 23rd is a different kind of show for me. I will be at a makers market in Melbourne at the shops on Strawbridge. I keep wanting to say strawberry, and it's not freaking strawberry. The shops on Strawbridge from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. at least, and we are going to be. He was known for a hound of Holster, a famous warrior. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm not feeling it. I may do a Claudia something. but Kayla may steal it. Kayla loves Claudia stuff. She loves. I think I bought her a Claudia ring. Um, but yeah, so March 23rd, I'll be in Melbourne, Florida, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., maybe even later, depending on how well the show goes. I will be one of the many artists on hand to be doing selling the artwork. I'm taking up a whole corner, and I'm going to be live painting. What are you going to be live painting, Josh? Josh has no goddamn idea. I'm really thinking the Boondock Saints. It has to be quick. Doing a full face or something like that, I wouldn't be able to do. It's a really good idea. Maybe if I can do something. I'll think about that. There's got to be something I can do. Something Boondock Saintsy. I don't know. That is my goal. That's my thing to work on Sunday morning while I wait to do the podcast at 2:30. Is to figure out that painting. So we will see. We will see. But please, if you're in the Melbourne area, please come down March 23rd, the shops of Strawbridge, and come support me. And I was told that the internet is really good there, so I could hook up to the internet, and I should be live painting. I may give Kayla the handy new fancy phone thingy that we have, the stabilizer, so she can have the video and cause trouble. Or I may just put it up on a stand. I don't know. But I'm planning on live streaming while I live paint at the event. Then April 9th, excuse me, April 9th, I will be recording with Happy Hour with Johnny and Deuce. I'll be heading to Johnny's place. I don't know what that is, Terry. We're going to be talking about WrestleMania because that will be the Tuesday after WrestleMania. Twice, YouTube. Twice. Hate you. So, April 19th, we'll be heading down to Deuce's place to join Happy Hour with Johnny and Deuce for the KitchenKillaz Friday night show. We'll be going live at 9:05 as always. I will be painting with the guys behind them. I'm going to be doing a slightly big canvas version of Johnny and Deuce's 8-bit beer mug logo. And doing it in my a little bit, so that should be really cool. I cannot wait to hang out with Johnny and Deuce for that one. April 20th. LP podcast. Huh. I don't know what the hell April 20th. Oh, okay. Yep. This one's not official, but hopefully it will be soon. The podcast that I recorded with about 2-3 weeks ago, give or take, Full Frontal Nerdity. Oh, a leprechaun? Maybe a leprechaun. I don't know. That one's too on the nose. Unless it was a hot leprechaun girl. But again, I can't paint faces that fast. I haven't live painted enough, and faces are very hard for me. So I can't do that in that big of a rush. I still don't even know how I did freaking cosplay Michael's painting. I didn't have a choice because that was what they wanted. It came out all right. But yeah, so Full Frontal Nerdity is having their 1-year celebration on April 20th. And when I was talking to the guys, they wanted me to come out and live paint. And then we're going to raffle or do something. We're going to give the painting away. And then I will be selling my artwork there. So we're waiting to find out if I can actually live paint. That one's kind of up in the air still. But hopefully if I get in, I'll be able to live stream the painting and all that fun stuff so you guys can be a part of the shenanigans. But please stay up to date on that. That should be really fun. April 27th, like I said, I'll be live painting at Divine Wine and Grill to help raise funds for a officer that has been diagnosed with cancer. I'll be live painting, again, hopefully live streaming. And then the only other thing that is officially booked right now is Tampa Bay Comic Con, which is August 2nd through the 4th, I believe. So if you're in the Tampa area, please come out and join the KitchenKillaz and I. We're going to be sharing a booth and all that fun stuff. I'm going to be talking to Billy. I may message him this weekend, but we all need to get together in somebody's garage, tape out a 10 by 10 square, and set up what we're going to do. I know we have plenty of time, but we need to get that figured out because I can already fill a 10 by 10 booth by myself without even anybody in it. and we can barely fit in it, so I have to learn to share. And I'm not a good sharing guy, so it's gonna be really fun. And then I also have to try to green beer. I also have to try to. I think we're gonna try to live paint and do a full show. I don't know. We haven't really talked ideas yet because I haven't seen the guys since we booked the booth. So I have no damn idea what we're doing. Which is usually how we roll. Josh does not play with others. No, I do not play well with others. That's why I'm hoping we can. With Billy and Jay, it should be a little bit easier, but it's going to be very interesting. Oh, I have to remember to buy extra passes too, now that I think of it. So yeah, that is all the shenanigans that are up to right now. So last week, if you guys remember, I did a bunch of fan questions. I answered a bunch of fan questions because it was like the 100th episode and celebrating 100 subscribers. Again, thank you to everybody for subscribing, liking, sharing, all that good stuff. Please keep doing it. Let's get this page up to 200 as soon as possible. Share, share, share. But so I posted a couple of times of put questions below and I will answer them. The awesome fan Kim, who was part of hashtag Save the Panda, sent over a shit ton of questions. Like, oh my god, tons of questions. So, and if you want to ask a question, you can always contact me. You can comment below, and I'm going to do one or two every show. I was doing this for a while, but then nobody was wanting to have questions answered, so I stopped doing it because of ADD. But with hers, I could probably do these questions for at least 3, 4, 5 shows now, as long as I remember. So also, Jen, Terry, whoever else is in here, just remind me to do the fan questions at the end of the show so I don't forget. There's so many questions in here. I don't even know where to start. All right, let's see. Ultimate Dream Project, art supplies. You absolutely can't without. So here's one that I don't think I have answered yet or been asked. What inspired your tree paintings? Let me see. Cool. So for those that do not know, these are my tree paintings. Each one looks a little bit different. This is actually one of my least favorite ones. I rushed too fast through this one. I don't like the way it looks so much. But I do a variety of different tree paintings. And I've done them this size. I've done really big ones. I've done huge ones. The trees came out of, number one, trying to figure out doing something that was not comic book related. I was getting to this point where I was getting a little worried. There was a lot of stuff going around social media and everything of they were supposed to be cracking down on artists without licenses or whatever you want to call it, without permission of painting the comic book stuff. They were supposed to be cracking down and blah 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 blah. And I was kind of falling for it and got nervous. I was always worried that somebody's gonna come up and say you can't paint in any of this, and then I wouldn't have anything to sell. And then also just wanting to paint stuff that was 100% mine. So I've always liked. I was seeing some tree art here and there, and just it was kind of turning in my head, and was one of those things that just kind of stuck in my head for a while. I grabbed a canvas, tossed it down, and just started going, and had no plan, no nothing. Fairy tree would be cool. I had no nothing. I just started painting, somewhat of an idea in my head, but just went with it. And then I ended up creating something actually looked better than that one. Yes. And it came out really nice. And I'm kind of influenced by like the older Oriental style stuff with blossom trees or whatever you call them. But kind of inspired that, a little bit of my style into it. I gotta sneeze and I can't. Huh. Live sneeze. That's why we do it live, folks. Because if it was somebody else, it would have been cut. But yeah, the trees just came out of wanting to do my own thing. I don't even think I figured out the fairies by then. Weave the Irish diverted motorways to avoid disturbing fairy tree. You'll have to send me a picture of a fairy tree or a link for fairy trees because I kind of know what you're talking about, but I don't know. Thank you, Jen. I don't know. I can't come to mind. Who doesn't love good paintings of wood? Exactly. Gotta have those wood paintings. Especially just the tip of wood. I mean, what? So yeah, that's where the tree paintings came from. uh, mm, 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 um, I mean, she has so many questions. All right, your top five, or in quotations, or 10 favorite places to eat. So I'll try to mix them up. We'll do an artist question, then like random personal question about me. Um, I don't know. Uh, I could go with ones that are like top of my head. I love the Hangry Bison over in Winter Park Village. They have amazing bison burgers there, and you can straight up build your own. And I get mine with like Texas toast and some really tasty mustard that they have, bacon, ketchup, onions, pickles. It's so tasty. So the Hangry Bison's one of my top favorites. Meg O'Malley's down in Melbourne is one of my top favorites. It does sound delicious. It's really good. If you want to come up, Johnny, we'll go together one of these weekends. Come up and we'll do like a double date thing or something. It's the Roots is where it's at. Gotcha. Um, so yeah, Meg O'Malley's is one of my ultimate favorites. I'm kind of thinking of places that I go to for like my birthdays and stuff, especially in Florida. Um, what is it? Cafe Ace Cafe. Um, I don't know if it's one of my top favorites, but I like hitting up Case at Ace Cafe because they have this really cool, unique grilled cheese where they put some cinnamon apple bacon or something like that in the grilled cheese. It's like that thick, and their French fries are really good. Tampa Bay Brewing Company, and of course Tampa, is one of my all-time favorite places to go eat. I have traveled. F you YouTube, F you. Um, Tampa Bay Brewing Company. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, because I don't know when I got cut off. But Tampa Bay Brewing Company is one of my favorite places. I head down. I have had for several birthdays. Um, I actually found Tampa Bay Brewing Company because of Tampa Bay Comic Con. We were in the area and we were looking for places to eat and found Tampa Bay Brewing Company. So every time we're in Tampa Bay Comic Con, we eat there. Oops, I'm throwing things. We eat there every Saturday night every year. To We're either celebrating because the con went really well, or eating food to make us feel better because the con went horrible. uh, let's see. Where else? There's this place called Koi Wan, right about 10 minutes away from me. It's a hibachi grill. I love them. The food doesn't always love me, but I love the food. So I got to watch when I eat there. Where else? I've eaten at a lot of places. I love Irish pubs. Uh, Anytime we're in any new area, if we're on vacation, we're for a convention, anywhere we go, we always look up an Irish pub. I have found one in Miami, Tampa, Palm Bay, um, Oviedo. I think we found no, not Oviedo. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Molly Brannigan's. I like it. But yeah, we're always finding Irish pubs. Even when I went to Chicago for training for my day job, um, there was this like tourist little area across the way from me, and they had an Irish pub there, and it was really nice. It was a very cool one. I can't remember the name, but it was really sharp. I had fish and chips there, which was absolutely delicious. There's a place I don't get to go to too much. It's down in downtown Orlando. It's called the Underground. It's a bar restaurant like a British pub, and they do fish and chips. And oh, their sauce for their fish and chips is amazing, and then they give like the fish are like gigandor. They're really good. And then if we're going, so like I'm going to Ohio in July. So if you do not know, Ohio is where I was born and raised. I lived there for 20 years, and so every time I go to Ohio, we do the food tour. Anytime I'm up there, there are certain places we have to hit. Usually, when I first come in, there is a pizza place that is down by my dad's house and my in-laws, because my wife and I originally uh, were both born and raised in Ohio. We went to school together. We're not high school sweethearts. We don't do that. But my wife and I have known each other for like 17 years or more. Been together for pushing 14 years. So anytime we go in, there's certain food places we have to hit. The first one is the pizza place. It's called Iana Zones. It is my absolute all-time favorite pizza. It is the other than my family. No, it is the one thing that I truly miss from Ohio is Iana Zones. Man, I would devour that pizza. Just, oh, I'm glad I already ate dinner, or else you'd be making me hangry. I'm actually probably gonna have to get a snack after this. But yeah, Iana Zones Pizza is they do their pizza. I want to say it's Sicilian. It's more squared shape, and they cut everything's cut in little squares. I usually post a picture when I have it. I post a little picture of when I'm going home with it. So I love Iana Zones. I cannot wait. That's the number one hit. Um, what is the? There's a wing place that my mom or my wife's family has worked at for several years. Sissio's? Caesars. There we go. Caesars. They got really good wings, but that's more of my wife's favorite place. And then there's a place in Warren, Ohio called the Hot Dog Shop. It's the original hot dog shop because there's technically two. One's in Warren, one's in Girard. But the original, the one that came first, was the one in Warren. I love eating there. The hot dogs are there's nothing like the fries are amazing. The hot dogs are great. My wife and my mom loves to get the chili dogs. I don't need chili on my hot dogs, but I and that's one of those places that there's been a lot of family history over the years at that place. So like going there like throws me back in time. I've had very good times there. I've had very bad times there. Um, and not because of the food, but what's going on in my life. I remember going there with my grandparents, who I was extremely close to. My dad's mom and dad. They would take me there, and we would I'd annihilate a whole plate of food. But then I remember when my grandma was in the hospital, and she was going to be passing away at that point. Um, we were at the hospital for so long, and I have several cousins. Uh, that side of the family is very big, and all of us cousins were stuck in the hospital, basically waiting for the bad stuff. And we decided, my uncle decided it was time for us to go get a break, get out of the hospital, and just try to have as much fun as we can. So we left and we went to the hot dog shop and we annihilated that place because my cousins are bigger boys. Even back then, they were bigger boys. So we went and we sat in a row because there's booth spots and there's booth spots and then there's like bar table spots and there's like big rows. We took up a whole row and we just sat and ate and tried to forget everything. Talked about some stories from the past. And, we were younger, so we couldn't go that far. I was 18, around 18 at the time when my grandma passed away. And she was in the hospital for a good week or so, and all the family was coming in. But that was one of those times it's kind of sad because of the situation that was going on. But that place, we had a great time because it was my cousins and I, who we haven't seen in like years because we all moved from different areas. So we got to hang out and BS, and so going into the hot dog shop, that might be my all-time favorite place to eat because of the food. Because you go back and the food's exactly the same it was when I was, 5, 10, 15, 20. Like every time I go back, it's exactly the same. The place looks exactly the same. The place around it's getting even more ghetto and scary, but the place inside is just it brings me back home. And I like I said, I was born and raised in Ohio, so I have mixed feelings about Ohio. I actually consider Florida home now. I've had some people give me some shit. Oh, Ohio will always be your home. Ohio will not always be my home. Ohio was good when I grew up and when I was being raised, and I definitely love being raised there. But I had enough of Ohio once I hit 20. I had enough of Ohio when I was in high school. Um, but I already when I remember going to I was sometime in high school, and my dad and I went out for Father's Day, and we sat there talking. And he goes, "Well, what are you gonna do with your life?" No snow here, like Johnny says. Yes. He's like, "What are you gonna do with your life?" I go, "Well, I don't know." He's like, "Well, do you have any plans?" And I went, "No, but I'm not gonna be in Ohio anymore." He goes, "What do you mean?" My dad's born and raised in Ohio, and he's lived in the same area, the same land, all that stuff, which is very cool. I've never had that. I've never wanted that. I ever since I was younger, ever since I can remember, I wanted more. I wanted more out of life, more out of, and I knew I could not get more staying in Ohio. I don't know if Florida was the answer, but it was way better than Ohio, and uh, there was no snow in Florida, like Johnny says. Um, so yeah, we got in a nice argument on that one because I wanted to move to Florida. But I eventually did it. I got the chance. My mom beat me to it moving down here. She moved down here before me, but I came a year later, and I have the first year was rough. The first year was very interesting, very rough. But ever since, I've never regretted it. The more and more I hear about Ohio and my area, it's going down more and more. Areas that used to be okay, even the house that I lived in the last, I think, 7 years or so, like all through high school and a little bit of middle school. Um, Even that area has gone down. Like the people that used to live around there and that stuff, it's not what it was when I lived there. So and now I believe GM is closing, if I remember correctly, and another big thing is closing in that area, and that's just gonna kill that area even more. And I've told my brothers live in that area. My youngest brother, Corey, he's like been talking about moving away from Ohio, and I'm like, it'll be the best thing for you. I don't care where you go. I tell him to come down to Florida. I'm like, I know you may not have the best jobs or whatever. I don't know what you can do in Florida, but you have family as backup. And they're my half brothers, so it's uh, my dad and my stepmom's kids, but I treat them like my brothers now. Wasn't always that way, but we. I told them like, if you want to move, tell me. Come down here, and we'll get you squared away and have a good time. Yeah, the steel closing. So we're and I'm sure I think you would know, Jen. Well, I'm originally from Warren. I lived in Warren, Austintown, Southington, and Howland. I don't know if you know all those areas, but I lived all through those areas in Ohio. So we would go over to PA quite a bit. It's that borderline between PA or Ohio and PA is like its own state on its own. It's a very interesting area. But I lived in Erie, PA for a bit. Okay, yep, I know where Erie is. We've been there several times. But yeah, so I think that's all my food places. There was a really good Irish pub. I can't remember the name of it, but we went down to this convention. I want to say it was Shock PopCon in Fort Lauderdale. The convention was horrible, dead as all hell. Just like tumbleweeds were going past. I lost so much money. But that Saturday night, we found an Irish pub, of course, and found an Irish pub and went to it and had an amazing meal, had an amazing time. Got to sit right at the bar, had some really good food, played Irish music through the whole time, and had a very nice time. I have three half sisters, two step sisters, and I wouldn't trade them for what? Well, now my brothers I'd trade very easily, for something like $10 or something. uh, my brothers and I have gotten closer once we've gotten older. I was kind of a dickhead when I was younger, and my brothers were kind of a pain in the ass when they were younger. And we came from same dads, but two very different ways of raising the kids. My stepmom did stuff very differently compared to what my mom did. So we, and well, technically, I'm an only child on one side. So that was kind of weird too. My parents have always been split, but it was always weird going from my mom's house that was I was the only child to going to my dad's house where I was the oldest brother of three. It was very confusing and very hard to deal with. And I've always told them I never wanted brothers. I never wanted to have that. I was never interested into it. So when they came around, I wasn't ready. It actually, they started, and as they got older, they got cooler and I got more level headed. And of course, like the year before I moved, we got closer together. And I'm like, of course, you little bastards. You have to get really cool to hang around with when I move. And then I would come up every so often, and they were just even cooler and even easier to hang around with, and definitely grown up. I love my brothers. I wish they would move down. You think I get into chaos and trouble now? If my brothers showed up, it would be a lot of fun. I love them. I can't wait to see them in July. They're the main reason I'm going up is to see them. Um, they've both come down to visit. I hope they come again soon. Um, they've both been a part of conventions with me to experience that. Jesse, the middle brother, likes that kind of stuff more than Corey, but Corey had a good time too, and been able to experience different things. So hopefully they'll be coming down again sometime soon. I think I've rambled on enough. It's an hour and 17 minutes. Um, yeah, my sons are far apart with one being 32. Yeah, I'm 31. Jesse's 17 years younger than me, and then Corey's 13 years younger than me. So it was very interesting. And yeah, Jesse has his own YouTube channel. It's very interesting to see how the boys have come into their own and how different they are and how different they are of me, but exactly the same too. So my wife has had the pleasure of seeing these kids grow up in front of her. My wife came around and they were, I mean, Corey was super young. Again, we've been dating for 14 years. So they've known them for, I don't do math, but she's known them for that long. So she's seen them grow up and become who they are. And again, we are half brothers, but we get together and we are exactly alike. We look alike so much now, especially all that we've gotten older. And then apparently we all have the same laugh. Because we'll be all standing on the porch and we'll be talking, and then one of us cracks a joke, and then we all start laughing and exactly the same, and it freaks my wife out every time. Um, so yeah, I really cannot wait to see them in July. It's been, I haven't seen them since early last year. Um, and then hopefully we're trying to do a thing where we all go to Las Vegas because the youngest, Corey, is turning 21 in November. So we're hoping to all meet up in Vegas and celebrate his birthday. If not, I will fly wherever he is and celebrate it, which will probably piss Corey off, but I'm really trying, or piss Jesse off because I missed his 21st. But I really want to try to be a part of it. And, I love hanging out with that side of the family, especially when we can go somewhere else. Like when I went to New Orleans with everybody, I didn't have to worry about visiting with these people or these people or these people and splitting my time up so much. When we go and meet somewhere or people, I can focus just on them and not have to worry about seeing a dozen people when I come up. Which will be July is going to be fun. I got to see everybody. So yeah, hopefully I didn't bore you with the family stuff or the personal stuff. There are plenty of more questions from Kim. So big thank you to Kim for all the amazing questions. Hopefully she'll get to see some of these answers and watch this later. Um, Again, JBauerart.com to find all my social media, JBauerartShop.com to find all the artwork for sale. Please like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're watching this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Also hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell. The little bell will notify you when I go live. So in case, like Jen, couldn't see anything on Facebook for some reason, uh, YouTube will hopefully notify you. Thank you, Johnny. I don't know why I rock, but I tried my best. Please like and subscribe to all my friends that are on here. You guys are all awesome. Thank you for sitting and watching and listening to me ramble. I went another hour and 20. I was trying to do just an hour and I got distracted. Let's get the thank yous out of the way. Thank you to the Kitchen Killaz for all their support and shenanigans and fun times. I cannot wait to see those guys next day. I can't believe, I think it's been a month since I seen them. No, hasn't been a month. It's been a few weeks, but it feels like a month. So it's always good to see the guys. Thank you, Kitchen Killaz. Hanging with Web Show. A big thank you to them. They actually shared my page today, and I greatly appreciate it. Hopefully, we'll be working together more down the road here and there. If you didn't see it last weekend or the weekend before, they were at a convention in Palm Coast, and they had my artwork on display in their interview area. It was super cool. It looks amazing. Big thank you to them for having my art in their studio. It'll be every interview that they have that weekend. My artwork will be in the background, so I greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys for all the support and all that stuff. Please check out Terry's link below for the creative control if you're anybody creative artist-wise. Do podcasts count, Terry? Because if they do, Johnny, go to Creative Control and let's get Hanging with Web Show shared on there. A big thank you to Jen Holland, to Terry McIver. Hopefully I got it right. Kevin B. Blood and Mia B. Blood and Ryan Pemerson and all the amazing folks that like and share all my stuff. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hanging with Web Show appear everywhere. They do. They're like magicians. I probably will be seeing Garrett this weekend. I actually just did. They got all new banners. They're redoing everything this year and getting it all nice and shiny for the next year or two. So I just made a bunch of banners for them at the day job. So they will be. We'll probably be seeing Garrett sometime this weekend. So yeah, again, thank you guys. I appreciate all the love and support. It is greatly appreciated, greatly needed. Hopefully we will get this shit show up and off the ground even more here and there. And yeah, if I have time, I may live paint this weekend with the tree thing. If not, maybe in 2 weekends, because next weekend's crazy busy with KitchenKillaz. My sister-in-law is coming in because they're going to see Elton John on Monday or something, so she's coming in for the full weekend. I have to get my taxes done, which I'll probably cry, get an oil change. So yeah, that weekend is going to be very cool. I'm glad Sage is getting together. But make sure, if the podcasts count too, make sure to get with Johnny with Happy Hour with Johnny and Deuce, and let's share them on the Creative Control page too. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm done rambling. I'm getting it done in under an hour and a half because the show has just turned into a beast. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. I love y'all. You guys have